How's it going? Jake with Bond Performance. Got my Mark 7 in the shop today. Got a Mark 8 on the way. We're going to do a little bit of R&D. So I've actually got the Catback off. This car sold. It's my aggressive system. Kevin's bringing the Mark 8 over. We're going to maybe throw all but the axle back portion of this on to confirm. But I suspect that the rest of the system is the same between Mark 7, 8, excluding the axle back, because they are both MQB. So we're gonna, I need to weld a reducer on this anyway, because it's going on basically the same car, another 2016 GTI up in the Rust Belt up in Ohio. So before I box it up and ship it out, I'll throw it on the Mark 8. We'll see how it sounds with the stock downpipe for science, see how it fits, and also do some measurements on the stock system to see the compatibility of my OEM fitment mid pipe. So killing a lot of birds with one stone today. Let's get after it. Now, as you can see, my car has my V2 3-inch downpipe featuring the 400 cell GESI Gen 2 Cat that's emissions compliant, check engine light free. So if we throw this on the Mark 8 and fire it up, it'll be the first time we've heard this Catback with a factory downpipe. Because while Catbacks are cool and all, most of your horsepower gains are gained from the downpipe itself. So very rare that somebody's doing a Catback and not a downpipe. But kind of the trend with the Mark 8s is to leave the factory downpipe in place, because it actually is a really good flowing part right from the factory. So companies like APR are not providing a downpipe tune. Yeah, sure, you can run an emissions compliant downpipe, but if the gains really aren't there to justify, a couple $1,000s for a good quality one, I'm actually not even sure if I'll offer one for the Mark 8, just because it's not as popular as a mod versus the earlier Mark 7s and 7.5s. So I'm not going to show the muffler, because the aggressive system I've never shared which muffler I use to make it aggressive. But we've got the mid pipe and a muffler section, no axle back on the Mark 8, since I haven't built a muffler or a axle back section for Mark 8 yet. But when the time comes, this will be the car we use for it. So let's fire it up and see what it sounds like. So keep in mind, this is just temporarily installed safety wire holding the back part of it from moving too much, since there's no axle back installed. Just firing it up for science. You can pull it out, Kevin. So I told him we weren't going to drive it like this, but the inner 14-year-old in us has us driving it anyway. Put your window up. So just like the Mark 7, almost all of the noise is choked up in the downpipe. Definitely louder.
Oh yeah, I like it. I think it's perfect.
So now you want me to build you one?
Yeah.
So I guess we'll follow this up with a video of it actually installed on this Mark 8 with the proper axle back built to fit, because the tip spacing is pretty drastically different from a Mark 7. the mid-pipe and muffler section are the exact same as a Mark 7. All of my Mark 7 options will be available for this car when I release the Mark 8 Catback. So that'll be, this is the aggressive. The less aggressive is same everything except for just a larger muffler. The stealth is the less aggressive plus a big suitcase muffler in the back. So it's the tamest, most mature full turbo back exhaust or catback exhaust. And then the valve system, which is what I'm building for my car next. There will actually be 2 muffler options for that since I'm trying something different on mine. So we were just talking off camera in the car, and I would say the Mark 8 with the stock downpipe is kind of splitting the difference between a stock downpipe and an aftermarket downpipe Mark 7. There's definitely a less restriction in their OEM downpipe, which is evident in dynos and ET and all that with performance specs. So definitely less restriction in the Mark 8 factory downpipe, as you know, as I was saying, with dyno charts and quarter-mile ET and draggy slips to verify. Coming in hot. RIP to our fuzzy buddy over here.